Alright, this is a map review of Swiftwater. So generally, for defense on first, you don't hold it very aggressively. The reason being it's a very bad hold, it's very easy to get caught in and die. If you're playing over here, which is where you would be playing, if you were trying to hold it aggressively, a soldier on that roof can just spam you, your medic, your gun out, and it'll be terrible for you. And if you try to leave because you're down players, you get caught out on that roof, and they can sack over it into you. And so you can get wiped very easily if you try to hold this point. And since second's the best hold on the map, getting wiped on this point and rolled through second is very bad. So generally you hold it much more passively with most of your combo in tunnel. So your gun, dispenser, medic, and stuff will be over here. Your pyro will be making sure spies don't walk through here. And your soldier and scout can be playing on this roof. Your demo can put stickies on this roof, or stickies like on this log, or there, or whatever. And he's watching those, and so the point of the people playing on this roof is just to deny people bombing over it. Heavy can be playing out here for a little bit too, but the heavy and the demo should leave after a little bit, and then the scout and the soldier should leave after a little bit longer. It's very important not to die here, because if you lose too many players, your spawns are very long, and you can just get rolled through second. So it's preserving your life is very important on first. So basically what you're doing is you're just denying bombers for a little bit, making sure people don't walk into tunnel and get your med or whatever, and then just kind of tanking your sniper and letting them deny Kout as best as they can. And once the Kout gets onto the slope here, like once the Kout's like right here or so, you call to leave first, and what that looks like is you all immediately stop what you're doing and you just leave and you go to second. The defense on first is pretty simple, so that's basically all there is to it. Offense on first, yeah, as I mentioned, you're just sacking over the roof, so like Demo Soldier, sacking over the roof. Some teams like to also put their heavy or whatever across the log to try to sack too. I mean, that's fine, you can do that. And so while people are sacking, you have like your scout engineer on Kout, pushing the Kout, make sure you keep 3x on the Kout. And then your sniper will probably be playing around the Kout too, trying to kill their sniper so that they can't deny your Kout. So the big thing is for the people pushing the Kout, like your scout and engineer should be making sure your sniper doesn't get backstabbed by their spy. If your pyro is playing on the Kout, make sure your pyro is also trying to keep your sniper alive. Some things to watch out for on offense are some teams will put a heavy and maybe a soldier and a scout in here, and once the Kout gets like here or something, the heavy might peek here and kill all the Kout pushers, which is bad for your time, so just make sure you're keeping an eye on this house to make sure there's no players jumping out of it at you. But yeah, that's basically it. Keep 3x on Kout, make sure your sniper doesn't die, and sack over the roof. Yeah, that's basically first offense. So, moving on to second. Second defense, you're playing in up here, this is apartments, you're generally playing up here. Usually playing up here is just first of all, to deny the other team from coming through here and getting the height on you, and then also so you have height to deny Kout with. It's very hard to push Kout if you have a combo chilling in apartments up here. So what the hold looks like is you have Demo sitting here watching this choke here, putting stickies like up here, or down there, or whatever, making sure they just can't walk through the shadow, peek the shadow for free. The Pyro is generally playing here, spamming Detonator, watching for Spy, reflecting any spam that they see coming their way. And the big thing is they're ready to deny Ubers that come through here. So they're ready to get Uber to come up here and right click. Your medic will be playing either down here, healing your players up here, or they'll be playing over here. Notably, do not put your medic right here, because this is like the perfect out for the blue demo to just utterly spam out your med. So don't put your medic here. Put them here, or here. Dispenser will be here, gun will be there, or there. And that's just mostly to deny Kout. You have your engineer wrangle it, deny Kout. Your heavy will be playing here. If their sniper's dead and they want to get aggressive on blue flank, they can play a bit more forward here. Red sniper is generally playing either on these stairs to try to pick people in their apps, or he's playing out here trying to shoot people in tunnel. You can also play on those pipes back there, but beware of spy pistoling you to death. So generally, how this works is if they Uber into you through apartments, what you do is you just give most of the Uber to your Pyro. Your Pyro just stands here and right clicks, and the Uber does absolutely nothing. if they do get through, it basically breaks your hold because they can just if they get through like on a pyro or a demo, they can start shooting unubered players. You have to flash a bunch of people, and your uber becomes much worse. So it's very important that your pyro is up close here to stuff them in here, and then give the first 7 seconds of the uber to your pyro. Your pyro stuffs them, and then give like the last second or so to your demo, who can kill anyone still got in. If people are trying to reaggress after the ubers, your heavy can come in here and start cleaning up people still caught in here with your demo. If they try to come, like if they try to put a bunch of people through main, what you want to do is just sit up here and spam them out. If the couch starts getting to like here, you're going to have to drop on them. So like, you can Uber your demo and drop on them, or Uber your heavy and drop on them. Just make sure they don't cap for free. Make sure you're watching that for that 9 people through main. In terms of what your flank is doing, they're basically holding tunnel to make sure that the blue team can't spam out your gun. So like a soldier inside tunnel can very easily spam out a gun here. So make sure your flank's watching for that. Yeah, that basically covers most of what you're doing on defense. So in terms of offense for second, what you want to be doing, so you'll spawn in walking through the shutter, then you're going this way, right, up these stairs, through here, and into apps. So then you're chilling here. So one thing I actually forgot to mention, on defense, sometimes they like to flog Uber through apartments. If they do that, be very careful. Make sure you're watching for that, because if you don't stuff it right away, and a flog gets through here, like a flog Uber through here it's like the demo but worse. You just have to flash everybody, or drop a bunch of players. So make sure you're watching for the flog coming through here, and I'm ready to stuff it immediately. So back to offense. I'm basically just playing in here. After you cap second, after you cap first, the combo plays with the couch for a little bit. Once the couch gets here, you rotate back up to apps. And the reason the combo plays with the couch for that little bit is just to make sure that the enemy flank doesn't stall all your couch progress. So you put like a heavy on couch for a little bit, make sure it gets to here before you rotate all into apps. And so the moment your couch is here or so, you want to take an exchange through apartments. So what that looks like is demo or demo pyro, or if you have flog, just solo pyro with the flog. And so you use before you open the shutter, so you don't get headshot or killed by a sticky trap. And you just kind of walk through. You force their Uber. Especially if you start getting stuffed, you want to leave as soon as they use, pretty much. If you do get through and start dealing massive damage, the player that got through might stay in and keep dealing damage, but your medic should probably try to leave and live. And so after both Ubers fade, if you got good damage in that Uber exchange, you can refight immediately through apartments. So like your heavy would come in, your pyro if they want in the Uber would come in, your demo if they want in the Uber would come in, and you start calling focuses on players and killing them. Things to watch out for are heavy playing on this window, peeking into you as you're down here, and heavy's playing out here, peeking into you as well, and heavy's jumping through this window. Just make sure you're watching for that so they don't come up behind you. However, it's quite likely that you just get stuffed in this corner, in which case you just leave. And if you didn't get anything, you don't refight through here. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, during Ubers, your heavy is chilling here and holding this gate open for your team, because the gate's a one-way gate, so your heavy has to be here to open it for you so you can get out. So make sure your heavy's chilling outside this gate so you can get back out. Assuming that you don't get anything in the Uber, which is very common, and you just kind of get stuck in this corner, the moment they use, you just kind of leave. And then what you want to do is immediately leave apartments and rotate to main. And you want to immediately refight from main. So generally you don't see this done in lower divisions a lot. Most people like to just try to hard push through apartments. And it's really, really bad to do that, because generally what happens is you're just sitting in here building Uber for 60 seconds, using Uber, then sitting here doing nothing for another 60 seconds. So it is very, very beneficial to immediately after you exchange, assuming you didn't get anything and want to refight, to rotate down here. And so what pushing from main looks like is generally your demo and heavy will be fighting from main, your scout and your soldier will be fighting from over here, and you want something to be coming from apartments. So you can put leave your pyro in apartments and have your pyro go through apartments, or you could put your engineer in apartments with your pyro, something like that. But you want pressure from all three of these places: side tunnel, main, and apartments. And so that way they can't just focus you all down in one area. You want pressure from all three areas. And so what a push from main looks like is your medics chilling passive here for a little bit while you're getting aggressive, trying to spam with the gun. So basically, you'll just shoot the gun first. Once the gun's down, you start pushing the cart and taking space. As demo, you can start going like here and outing stuff into their apartments. As heavy, I like to play over here and kill anyone that drops down. Your flank, once they manage to push out a side tunnel, can start playing cart, getting massive cart time. And then whoever's going through apartments is basically just sacking into the enemy combo to distract them and damage them. And then also your sniper would be playing main and make sure they have a buff for the sniper v sniper. If it looks like it's a winning fight, like they're damaged, you can commit your med, but be careful if your med dying to a sniper. And if your med is passive, careful if your med dying to a spy. And so even if that doesn't cap the cart, it should give you a significant amount of cart time. And if your med lives, then you didn't really lose anything since you'd just be waiting for Uber and apartments anyways. And so if the cart's like right here, you can just try to immediately dry fight through main again, because if the cart's right here, it's very hard for them to deny it from apartments. They basically have to drop on you, which in turn makes them give up apartments. If the cart's like back here more though, it's fine to rotate back to apartments, assuming, and then just take another exchange. Yes, so that is second. So third defense, generally, there's two different holds you can do. You can hold up top, platform, or you can hold underneath, which is bunker. So bunker holds is the more passive hold. It's mainly just hard deny cart, while platform hold is a bit more aggressive, and it denies a lot more space, but it can be a bit harder to deny cart, and it's much harder to get into if you lost a bunch of players on second. So what those various holds look like is platform hold. If you're generally just kind of playing on this platform, your gun is like here or something. Med's chilling here. Your demo is watching Red Room. Heavy is playing like over here, right? And that is a bad place to be in on the platform hold. But it's kind of the default place you be if you don't have a lot of space. So you see a lot of teams doing it constantly, but it's not a good idea to be doing it constantly because of the massive sniper sightline you're basically sitting in, right? So what you want to do from here is take space in Red Room, right? In here, because this is like a much safer spot, much less a sightline for you. So what, if you can take space in Red Room, what holding in here looks like is you put your med here on these vents, and they're not actually in a sightline, sitting right on these vents. They have to be right on the, not here, like right on the vents. Don't move. Sit here as med. Your heavy kind of plays in this window, denying cart. Your demo's over here, putting stickies here, right, and kind of watching this. And if they try to force their way through this door, your demo is spamming at them, your heavy can look at them without shooting them. One thing I would recommend is heavy is if you're sitting in this window and you start shooting people over here, move out of the window so that you don't get headshot while shooting these people. And then your pyro's just kind of chilling in the back, spy checking, whatever. So if you're going to hold on platform, it's basically just you trying to force your way into Red Room and deny them space in Red Room, rather than actually holding on platform, as you'll see a lot of lower div teams doing. So that's, yes, that is the platform hold. And then while you're doing that, regardless of the hold, your flank's playing up here, denying the enemy team's flank / sniper from being up here. So some interesting spots for your flank to play. You can play on top of here, is fairly common. But you can also play on top of these little roofs up here, which is very powerful for a soldier because you can just shoot into there, shoot into that window from up here. It's very good. Generally, as flank on defense, it's not a good idea to take trades with the offensive flank because you can get healed much more easily and your respawns are longer, so it's generally better to just back off and get healed than to take an exchange and die on the flank. And that applies to all points, but especially this one, because of how easy it is to get arrowed. So in terms of the bunker hold, what that looks like is your heavy will generally be playing over here, your demo is kind of playing here, spamming cart, and Pyro's just kind of spy checking, making sure people don't come down here onto you. And the goal of it is literally just to hard deny the cart. So they try to push cart, and you just absolutely kill anyone that pushes the cart. And they can't really do anything to you from up top. Like, maybe they can come over here, but then your demo and heavy can just kind of focus them down if they come over here. So pretty much the only recourse is to either try to drop into you or come down through this tiny choke into you. So it's a very good way to deny cart, and it's very easy to get into if you lost a bunch of players on second, and it's very easy for your med to leave, because your med just plays by this door. If you think you're about to get pressured out, your med just plays by this door, and you'll just immediately leave. Though if your med is here, watch for these stairs. To clarify, this is not the default position for med. Med can be out here. It's just if you feel like you're about to lose the point, med chills back here. So in terms of offense for third, you're generally going to be coming in through either this door or through here. So just to demonstrate how you get over there, the fastest way is you come up here through these stairs, and then you come this way, like this. And then if you wanted to come through up here, you can go through that way, or if you wanted to go through the lower door, you can come out over here like this. So this door, it's generally very easy to get cut and spammed, so you should only come this way if your combo's already in red room. If you're trying to actually push into red room, this door's probably going to be better if your entire team wants to go through at once. Alternatively, you can try putting like a heavy or something up here at the same time as your demo peeks that door to try to push them out of red room. So in terms of exchanges, what that looks like is ideally you don't exchange in red room. You want to just take the space in red room before you exchange, if possible. So if your entire team's coming through here, have your heavy go first to make sure that you don't all bunch up in the door and die. Heavy gets through, and then your demo comes through, and then your pyro is watching behind as your medic comes through. Alternatively, if you're doing what I said, where demo comes through here and heavy comes from up here, if they're playing in red room, then you just kind of shoot them and pressure them back, and then walk through that door. And so what the exchange looks like is demo kind of exchanges into them here. You force them, shoot the gun a bit, and then you back off. Once you're at like 25-30%, come back into here. Your pyro can deny anyone that tries to walk in after you. And then once their roof fades, you immediately reaggress with your demo and pyro walking into them here, while your heavy peeks this window, shoots the gun, and you call focuses, like focus demo, etc. And yeah. Alternatively, if they're in bunker, all the space is free, all of this space is free, and you just kind of uber heavy down like this. Or if you're trying to dry fight them in bunker, you can put people over here and try to shoot them like this. So one other thing to note on this point is that this is a very short track. Like, out of the choke to the point is like that much distance. It's very short. So if the couch's really close, and by really close I mean like here, you can just try 7-man sacking through main for the cart, where you can just kind of all stack cart and push the cart. And it can be a very effective strategy on this point because of how short the track is. So moving on to fourth. This is, a lot of teams struggle with this point because of how open it is for the sniper. You will generally be playing, you know, up here or around here. So sniper picks are very important on this map for offense. So make sure your sniper stays alive on defense. So in terms of how defense holds it, you're all playing like right here, right? Sniper's over there or over here or something, right? Watching that choke. And your flank's playing garage. Your demo and heavy are just kind of playing around here, spamming cart, spamming choke. Medic's chilling here with the dispenser. Guns in this little ramp area here. It's not really denying cart or anything, but it's kind of denying the space and stopping people from bombing over here into your med. So how you push this point is if you got a sniper pick, you can just kind of walk forward into them. But if you don't, you have to like be really cautious and hug this wall to try to avoid as much of the sightline as possible. And then hope that your medic doesn't get headshot and just kind of use early for the exchange. So what an exchange looks like is it'll probably be a heavy demo Uber. So What that looks like, you lead on your demo, he starts spamming. The demo's goal is to force them off of this little grassy area into here. The difference between this grassy area and down here is pretty big because of the slight height difference. If they give up grass and you can start spamming into them here, it's a very strong position that you can basically just hold the point and cap from. And so what your heavy's doing is he wants to head glitch either here or here and clean up your demo's damage, shoot people. Since most of their team is here, the heavy can be in the Uber and just focuses people who aren't flashed. And even if he makes them, even if the medic flashes the people the heavy is focusing with the demo, it doesn't matter because you wasted their Uber and that person will be low for the post fight. Just make sure your heavy is healthy for this. And make sure he's getting flashed and has a buff beforehand. And so, in terms of the post fight, it's the same thing. Your heavies are one of the head glitches. Your demo is trying to spam them off of the grass and force them into here. Once they do get forced off the grass in the post fight, if you can get your heavy here, like your demo spamming here, that's very powerful. One other thing is in this post fight, rather than having a flank push cart, you want them to be collapsing into them here because this is a really long track with a rollback, really long rollback. So having your flank push cart isn't the most beneficial. It's much more beneficial to have your flank collapse into them and get massive picks on them, and then push the cart once they're completely forced out. So if it's a dry fight, it's something similar. It's very similar where you just kind of walk up here. The demo tries to spam into them off grass, while your heavy goes into a head glitch. And you try to call focuses in like on the demo or the heavy to pick important players. And the same thing, if you can force them off grass and into here, that's the way to go. You basically won the point at that point. Things to note for heavy. If their heavy's alive, you don't necessarily want to go straight for the head glitch. You want to like play slightly back from the head glitch until their heavy peeks you, because then your team can shoot the heavy better, and their heavy will lose the fight, and then you can head glitch. If you try to just jump into the head glitch and rev immediately while their heavy's alive, their heavy will probably kill you. So just be aware of that. Wait for the heavy to peek you, focus him, and then head glitch in a dry fight. If it's in exchange, though, you just kind of get flashed and it doesn't matter as much. Yes, so in terms of defense, again, focus any heavies and head glitches so that heavy can't just utterly destroy you. Deny them space as they try to walk up. And then once they use, you just kind of Uber your pyro, and they right-click a bit. Out. If you do get forced out down to like here, it's very difficult to walk back out if they properly took space. Like I have a heavy here and a demo shown over here. So if they have terrible cart time, like if their cart's like way over here, and you get a couple of picks, or your entire team's alive, you can try forcing your way out. So what that looks like is you stop chilling down here and you just all kind of walk forward, focus the demo, focus the heavy, and you can try to break out and reclaim this area. But that only works if your entire team is alive and healthy and they don't have much cart time. And if you do it, you need to all go together to try to break out. So in terms of last hold, what that looks like, the gun will be like here or up here. Can't let me up. Doesn't want to let me up, said. Or the gun will be up here, right? And the gun is just to deny cart. In terms of your combo, your demo will be spamming into tiles up here, denying them space up here. Your sniper can also, an aggressive position for your sniper is here, because you can see people walking in through there. Your heavy can be playing on these stoplights here, head glitching into this window. It looks bad on scout, but on heavy you can actually see in here pretty well, because the heavy sees a little higher. It looks a little more like that when you're heavy. And so you can head glitch into here. Your goal is just to deny them space in here, because if they get in this window, it's actually really bad for you. So the goal of heavy here is just to kind of deny them the space. And your sniper's playing like here, or where the sentry was up there. Your pyro's just kind of spy checking. Your flank, you're just kind of patrolling up here. They can play in paint can over here. They can be playing by smoke over here. They can be playing in tiles or down here and denying cart. They just kind of roam through this entire area and killing people who get caught out. One other thing for heavy is heavy can also play over here. If you're playing on disad, It can be, or you're expecting them to hard push the cart, you can have your heavy play over here. You're much more separated from your combo, but you're also much less likely to be focused by the enemy combo during an Uber if your team's at disad. So, and if they're trying to sack for the cart, you playing over here while your demo plays over there, that you shoot both sides of the cart. So that can be useful. And it also stops people from sacking through up here. So in terms of offense, how you do this is you want to exchange. So generally you want to be in tiles over here. So how you get into tiles is you have like your soldier and demo go through here, and then they open the gate for your heavy and medic. You don't want your medic trying to fight through that little door over here because they're likely to die to traps or something stupid. And so then once you're in here, if the enemy combo is just hard contesting this and you can't get in here, just like 7-man the cart. Because if the enemy combo is in here, they're throwing the game because they're not watching the cart, so just 7-man the cart and cap it. But so if they aren't in here, you should be able to walk in here. And so what you want to do before the Uber exchange is focus any heavies off of this window. And then you want to exchange on your demo. If there's players chilling on this, your pyro can just blast them off for your demo. And then your demo's up here, he's spamming guns, spamming their medic. And then once they use, you just kind of leave. Make sure your heavy's healthy for this post fight. And then immediately, once the Uber fades, your demo can walk back in here, start spamming them at the same time as your heavy is shooting through the window at them. Or your demo can also just play in your window with the heavy for the post fight. One thing for heavy, well, during the Uber fight, you shouldn't really be peeking the window, except maybe very passively to shoot gun. But the big thing for heavy is to watch for spy. Make sure you don't get killed by spy here, because it's really easy for spy to just sneak up on you and stab you. So during that exchange, your flank should be pushing the cart, getting as much cart time as possible. If you exchange, you get the better exchange, you just kind of control this entire upper area, and the other team can't really deny the cart. But if you don't get the better of the exchange, you can just kind of keep fighting from the window, so long as you have like a heavy or demo, or you can just leave and regroup. And while you're waiting for Uber on offense, what you can do is you can just run sack waves on the cart. So what that looks like is you have everybody but your medic and a bodyguard class like a pyro go for the cart, and just kind of get cart time on the cart. So first everybody shoots the gun, and then everybody shoots the gun, or you can have your demo and soldiers sack for the medic while everyone else pushes the cart. Either or, it's personal preference. But the goal of that is just to get a bunch of cart time, since you're not doing anything while waiting for Uber anyway. Yes. I think that covers everything.